This here is Insta360 Flow. It literally took me less than 3 seconds to put together. Crazy, right? I've used a ton of other gimbals before, but there's something special about this one. So the best camera is always the one that you already have with you. For me, it's the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the new Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now, one of your phones paired with this thing here, it might be a game changer for a lot of us. So last year, I was invited to a lot of MLB games, but during the games and events, I couldn't really bring a bigger setup. So I had to use whatever I had on me, which was my phone. And if I had something like this, I think it would have taken my visuals to another level. I honestly consider it as an all-in-one tool. It has a built-in selfie stick, tripod legs, making it the first and only stabilizer with these features. And you can even use it as a power bank. You know, just in case your phone needs a bit of charging. Then you have their 3-axis stabilization paired with their new tracking system called Deep Track 3.0, which I'll talk to you guys in a bit, and it's probably one of my favorite features about it. So this video is sponsored by Insta360. When they approached me about doing a video on a new product, honestly, it was hard for me to say no. Insta360 is just one of those companies that you can trust to make really high quality products. So when they asked me, it was definitely an easy yes. There's so many new features and things to go over, so I'm gonna cut it down and simplify everything for you and show you all the sweet things about this new stabilizer. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the rapid deploy. You guys saw it earlier, I was able to set it up in just seconds. So in one single motion, it auto powers on, auto balances, so that you can start shooting right away. And once it's powered on, iPhones will be able to detect it automatically and will display a pop-up notification telling you to pair it with the Insta360 app. So the first thing you're gonna do is place this magnetic clamp onto your smartphone. Then you're gonna place it on the other magnetic piece on the gimbal. And when you're done, you just gotta fold it up without having to turn off the motor. So the smart wheel here is what you'll be using to switch between modes and some of the other functions. It has a new minimalist design to it. If you swipe clockwise or counterclockwise, it'll switch to the different shooting modes. Or you can double tap the switch button here to change modes. Double pressing it will switch from horizontal to vertical and vice versa. So there's several different modes that you can choose from. I'll go through each one quickly, give you an idea of what each mode can do. So right now I got Mark shooting me in auto mode. This will be the best mode to use if you're a beginner or just playing around with the gimbal for the first time. So now we're shooting in follow mode. Follow mode will follow the movement of the gimbal. So pan follow mode is best for shooting horizontally. The tilt and roll axis is locked for this mode. So FPV is probably my favorite mode on here. It mimics that POV style. In this mode, you can use the control wheel to make the phone spin around. So by pressing and holding the trigger, it enters lock mode. Lock mode just focuses on the subject and locks all the axes. This is good for moving shots and hyperlapses. So the last mode I'm going to show you is called Active Plus. When you press and release and then hold the trigger, it activates Active Plus. This is good for fast moving objects and subjects so that you're able to keep track of them. Come on, Mark. So you'll have this trigger button in the back here. This button is used to activate the new tracking feature called Deep Track 3.0. It'll track your subject and keep them in focus at the same time. So pressing it once will activate Deep Track, pressing it twice will recenter your gimbal, and pressing it 3 times will flip it into selfie mode. So what you need to do is download and install the 360 app. I'll go over this app later in the video, but with the camera open, you can tap the trigger or manually select the target to start tracking them. Honestly, the tracking on this is truly unmatched. When it's enabled, you'll remember the person that you have targeted throughout your recording, and it will continue to track them even if another subject comes into the shot. Even when you're zoomed in, Flow will keep tracking. You can also recognize the subject from all angles and continue tracking it even if the shape changes as you are moving. If they're moving too fast, it'll know to keep tracking in the direction the subject is moving. No competitor gimbals are able to do this. This thing is super smart. Slow motion tracking will also take this feature up another level. It will ensure that your subject is in the shot while in slow motion. and now the app. This is where a lot of the magic happens. You'll have modes in here like 360 panorama photo. And as of right now, this is the only smartphone gimbal that can do 360 photos. Simply just set it up and let the gimbal do all the work for you. Video is probably where you'll be capturing most of your footage. At the top here, you'll see a yellow icon, which is called the Shot Genie. I think this is perfect for beginners or anyone who might be struggling to come up with the type of shots they need to create their video. It'll ask you what you're filming and give you examples of what you can say. Now it'll come up with some ideas for you. And if you like this template, you can simply just click on I want to film. It'll guide you shot for shot on what you'll need to get to capture it and have a similar feel to the video in example. It's a super cool feature they have built in, and again, like I said, it's good for beginners or if you're stuck and need some ideas on what type of shots you get for your video. Time-lapse mode is also really cool as you can set a custom track, meaning that you can tell the gimbal how to move and how long you want it to be. So if I set the interval duration, recording length, and then set up how the gimbal will move by adjusting it and pressing the plus button here, then adjusting the camera again for the next track. Once you set it all up, you can press record and watch it do its thing. You'll have features like time shift as well, which speeds up your footage to create a hyperlapse. There's several different ways you can shoot with a gimbal. The grip attachment, which is right here, is a very nice accessory to have to ensure you have that firm grip on your stabilizer. And if you need something longer and a more comfortable grip, you can also extend the bottom here by pulling it down. And you can even extend the stabilizer if you need to get better angles when you're shooting. So to watch your clips back, you can long press the switch button to replay the last video. You can swipe in circles to rewind and fast forward. You can press the left button and the right button to go from the previous video to the next video. And when you're done, you can just press the power button once to go back to shooting. Honestly, I think this is a great gimbal for people that travel a lot and want something small and compact. Maybe even for families that like to go on small trips. I think it's good for content creators, skateboarders, dancers. It's honestly so versatile that it could work for anyone. So when I first heard about the gimbal when they contacted me, I knew they were gonna make something good. Now that I've been using it, I think I'm just super impressed with what it can actually do. The size and how quickly you can start shooting with folding and unfolding it. So they really made sure that this stabilizer was super convenient and really thought about the little small details that mattered. And some other features I haven't even mentioned yet. Battery life on this thing is up to 12 hours, which is crazy. It even comes with a spotlight accessory where you can attach it to the top of the clamp and have lighting to use in low light conditions. You can rotate it around and change the temperature and brightness levels as well. You got some warm settings here, some cool settings, and also the brightness levels. And the little hidden feature here in the back is a cold shoe mount. So if you want to add a microphone like what I usually do, I would probably add the Rode wireless Go mic on it, which I use quite often. And again, tiny little add-ons and details like that really add to the whole experience. And in the end, makes a big difference. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you would add to your arsenal? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this new stabilizer. I've also added a link in the description down below, so if you want to know more information about Flow, make sure to go check it out.